Everybody, this is Pranal here, also known as Lateriser 12, and welcome to my Game Week 10 team selection video. We're going to aim to keep this video succinct. I know a lot of people make fun of that on the Discord, especially because I say succinct, process succinct, and then there's a 25-minute video or a 30-minute video. We're going to aim for 15 minutes with this one. Let's see where we go. Right, lots to unpack. There's been a bit of news coming in since the Carabao Cup fixtures yesterday, which I'll dive into as well, and then I'm going to dive into whether I go for United midfielder, which United midfielder or Mateta today, and what's my reasoning behind where I'm leaning with my decision. All right, so let's get into the swing of things. Got 52 points this week, Pope with 3 points, not much to write home about. Arsenal double defense, Gabriel and Tepper getting in 6 and 9, Senesi 5, Rodon Hero, 13 pointer, such a good start to the week. But the attackers didn't do much, Enzo didn't do much, he looked fairly attacking, but I'm expecting him to be playing further forward in the next couple of games. My fingers are crossed. Saka didn't do much in this game, but remember that Crystal Palace make a lot of attackers look bad. Semenyo was actually worrying this performance, but I think I like the City matchup in Game Week 10 for Semenyo. Pedro blank, Voltemade blank. He scored yesterday against Spurs and looked really, really good. So I'm feeling hopeful for this week. Hopefully the points come, and Haaland with a blank. I got saved by Arteta. I was cursing Arteta and thinking about why the hell am I not getting to bench boost, because Arteta, we all knew Arteta bluffed about Gabriel and he was going to play. But because he bluffed, I did not do Anderson to Theo. And if I did Anderson to Theo and played my bench boost, it would have been an 8-point bench boost. Dubravka 2, Saar 2, Dewsbury Hall 2, and Theo 2, and I would be one transfer less. What has that taught me? That's taught me that don't pay too much attention to this chip. There's a fair amount of luck involved with this chip. Don't give it too much brain space. Assess on a week-to-week basis whether your team is good enough for a bench boost or not, but don't give it priority, because you need to spike like a Mukielith 17-pointer or a Rodon 13-pointer to get lucky. You need to get lucky with your defenders, essentially, on this chip, so don't worry about it too much. All right, there's a fair few interesting comparison tables. I'm comparing Mateta, Boomo, Bruno on this video, which is from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. So if you want to get access to that kind of data and these kind of tables, scan this QR code or click on the link in the description. So yeah, we're doing well with the keeping succinct thing. All right, so what's happened? Palace drew against us. Palace beat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, and I'm going to try not to smoke while saying that. It's difficult, as you can see on my face. Palace to Arsenal in the quarterfinals. That means that if the game is played on Game Week 17 weekend, that will create blanks for Everton, Arsenal, and Leeds Crystal Palace. And there's a reasonable possibility of Everton, Arsenal moving forward to create double Game Week 16. So there's a chance that we get double Game Week 16 for Arsenal and Everton, which will be Arsenal versus Wolves and Arsenal versus Everton. A lot of us have triple Arsenal, the right triple Arsenal anyway. If you don't have the right triple Arsenal, try getting towards it. But wait. Everton might have a double of Chelsea and Arsenal. I have KDH. I might still sell KDH because you need to prioritize transfers not for these bottom assets who are playing Chelsea and Arsenal. The transfers need to be around the main attackers like United midfielders, Mateta, Saka, Arsenal picks, etc. Right? But this is what happened yesterday, and the news coming in today is that Dale Johnson from the BBC reported that Crystal Palace are actually, they're not going to move things around because they need to reschedule 2 Premier League games to accommodate this Carabao Cup tie. And they might make Crystal Palace play 8 games in 4 days. And if that's the case, because this is BBC reporting that, and I'm guessing right now there's a fair amount of negotiation happening. If that's the case, Palace have a Game Week 16 tie against Man City at home on Sunday. Then they have a EFL tie on Tuesday. Then they have the Conference League tie on Thursday. And on the next Sunday, they have a tie against Leeds away. So it's looking very, very cramped. And Eddie Nketiah got injured as well. And they've got a thin squad. They'll have to throw away a game or two here if they're able to survive this. And, this tells me that I don't think blank 16 double 70 is nailed on. I think we get information by this time next week anyway. I don't want to make many drastic moves because I want to eventually react to the right information. So that makes me think that I want to try spending lesser transfers this week. I want to focus on the points in front of me right now. And I don't want to make too many commitments to structure, etc. right now. And the players that I'm looking to sell João Pedro. KDH is on the Dewsbury Hall, probably on the chopping board as well. So the moves that I have in mind, I'll take you through that very quickly. Hold on. Before I do the comparison, right? The moves that I have in mind, if you look at my team, I can do either Pedro to Mateta straight swap. I have 0.5 million in the bank. Or I can do Pedro down to Krupi Jr. or Guiu. And I can take Dewsbury Hall up to Bran and Boomo. Or Bruno Fernandes. So I don't think I can take him up to Bruno Fernandes if I sell. If I go down to Krupi Jr., I might have to go down to Guiu then. So this is the little bit of a commitment structure that I need to worry and think about. I have 2 free transfers. So that's the most that I'm thinking. So I'm comparing the attackers. One thing about Mateta is that Eddie Nketiah has an injury. That means that they've got Mateta as the only center forward. He's very, very pivotal. So he'll start every game, but the quantity goes up, but the quality of his performance might go down the deeper we go into the schedule. Because Nketiah would have played a few cup games and would have helped Mateta with his workload. So I don't think it's Nketiah getting injured and his minutes going up is necessarily the best thing for Mateta. But the fixtures are good in front of him. And that's the thought that I had. There could be a case where, let's say, Mateta plays 70 minutes in a game if it's one and gets subbed off. Sar could play striker in the last 20 minutes, which is good for Star. But he's a striker anyway in that Palace team. So it'll be interesting to see what Glasner does when Nketiah is injured, because the squad is looking a little thin right now. But just looking into the data, because I have a decision if I want to go Boomo or Mateta versus Bruno. This is data comparing Boomo's data. These are tables comparing Boomo's data versus Mateta. Boomo's on the left and Mateta's on the right. If you look at the shots that Boomo's getting, they're not that many from the 6-yard box. Mateta gets a lot of insanely big chances, which are inside from the 6-yard box, and this has been consistent. The only worry I have with Palace is if their performance drops because of fixture congestion and because of having Europe and because Mateta having to constantly play more and more minutes. This is not the case with United because they don't have many cups. They don't even have the Carabao Cup. But the data is startling. Boomo's had, they played the similar minutes. Boomo's had 2.89 XG. Mateta has had 7.89 XG. Yes, Mateta has pens. But if you're looking at XG non-pen also, it's 2.89 versus 6.31. So his data is really, really good. Boomo's the better finisher. We know that. Mateta is underperforming his XG and will continue to underperform his XG, I think. Boomo's going to overperform his XG. Boomo makes up for it because his asset threat is much higher. But you want your goal scorers, and right now it's uncomparable. I think minutes for Boomo might slightly be better because he's a 90-minute man. Doesn't need to be flogged. That team will be fresh. He plays in probably a better team and a better attack now. Look at the shots, etc. Analog data. Boomer's got 23 shots versus Mateta has 29. 18 shots in the box versus 23 for Mateta. The big one is big chances. Boomer's had 6 big chances. Mateta has had the double amount of big chances. This tells me that you don't need to overthink Mateta as a pick. Sometimes you're thinking, you know what, everybody's getting Mateta. I'll be smart and get Boomo. But the data is really, really good. Really, really unlucky things need to happen for Mateta to not be a pick. Though there is a part of me saying that Palace's performance might dip due to injuries and fixture congestion. The fixtures are really good, which we'll look into. Goal conversion, actually, if you think about it, is similar, and shot accuracy is similar between the two as well. So, we're thinking better performer, etc. But pens are pens. Palace are playing well. And the real fixture congestion happens game week 16 onwards. That's 5 game weeks away. We are in game week 10 right now. Obviously, Boomo is much more creative than Mateta. He's got 16 chances created versus 1 chance created from Mateta. 3 big chances created. So Boomo's got slightly more assist threat. He got the extra point for the goal. He gets the extra point for the clean sheet. United not getting clean sheets. Now, we spoke on the pod about how I really like Boomo as a pick, and I think he's the best United midfielder. But the last two performances of Bruno Fernandes and his positioning and open threat play has been really, really good. Now, I'm just going to revise this very quickly because Boomo and Amar sort of interchange. They're the right wingery number 10s. Boomo's further up. He interchanges between right winger and center forward. Cunha is a midfieldery number 10. Him and Bruno, I think, interchange the 10 and 8 spot when they're playing together. But this is because Mount had a knock. Because Cunha plays, he's great for ball carrying and doing a lot of midfieldery work. Sometimes it pushes Bruno further up. Another thing that adds to this is because Bruno Fernandes is a much better presser compared to Cunha, which is why he's further up the pitch when it comes to pressing. And there might be a chance or two that comes to Bruno Fernandes that happened in the Brighton game because he's pressing further up the pitch, because Sesko and Bruno are pressing further forward. Then Boomo, Casemiro, Shaw, who jumps, and Boomo are pressing as the 4 behind Bruno Fernandes and Sesko. And this led to the second goal that Casemiro scored. This led to a chance where the ball came to Boomo. in the box and Bruno was stationed inside the box. So there, because and one other thing, I think we're going to win one penalty every 3 games. I think we're going to win the highest number of penalties this season because we got Ahmad, Cunha, Boomo, Sesko. These are very penalty winning kind of tricky players who've got good ball control. So I think we'll win a few pens as well. So I wonder if I have made up my mind if I'm going for one United midfielder, whether it should be Bruno or Boomo, which is why I'm thinking delaying that decision helps. Either way, Boomo is a really good pick, not a bad pick. Fernandes is a really good pick, not a bad pick. I prefer Boomo at the moment, but I don't know, man. Things might change. Just looking at the recent form as well, because things have changed in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Boomo has much more FPL points because he's finished his dinner. Fernandes has 10 shots on goal versus 10 shots versus Boomo's at 8. Boomo's at 6 shots on targets versus Fernandes is 4. This is just much more recent data because I think the formation shift happened in the last 2 games. This is data between game week 6 and 9. Boomo's had 4 big chances versus Fernandes is 2. Fernandes has created 9 big chances versus Boomo's 7. So the XGI data, Bruno Fernandes is actually has 2.17 compared to 1.82. Bruno Fernandes has more XGI, but that includes, I think, 1 pen as well. So it's really, really close. Bruno has slightly better DEFCON. He's got pens as well. Both have the same number of set pieces. And Boomo is better at set pieces. So it's really tight. And I don't know if I'm getting which one I want to get. So I'm happy to delay the decision. But if you're getting either right now, no problem. If you're looking for my recommendation in terms of which one to get today, Boomer's more my flavor, but I will not stop you from going Bruno Fernandes. Actually, the needle has shifted from Bruno not being a pick to being a pick in the last 2 games for me. Look at the fixtures, right? Forest have been poor, but it's still a Sean Dash team. They've got Forest away in Game Week 10 United. Then they've got Spurs away. I actually think these are good fixtures for United. And we're good. And I actually think the Spurs fixture is really good for Boomo. Then we've got Everton, good fixture. Crystal Palace, tough fixture. The really good fixtures for United start Game Week 14 onwards. Where they've got West Ham at home, Wolves away, Bournemouth at home. These are the really good fixtures. So we want a United midfielder pretty soon. Palace's fixtures right now are... If you look at the next 3, I can say Palace's fixtures are better. They've got Brentford at home, tough fixture. I don't think it's an easy fixture. Brighton at home, good fixture because I think it'll be a sort of a pinball-y game. Hustler's teams concede chances. And then Wolves away. Again, good fixture. Whoever the manager is, the defense quality isn't that great. And then they've got Man United and Burnley. So I think if I'm prioritizing who to buy right now, it's probably a Crystal Palace attacker. Even though I have worries about the performance dipping, about United just being really good, about Boomo, Bruno being really good picks, and I don't think I'll go wrong. I think United are a better attack now, have less fixture congestion to deal with. That's something Solio agrees with as well. They have Fernandes and Boomo higher than Mateta for the next 6 weeks, next 7 game weeks. But if you look at the Solio numbers closely, next 3 weeks, Mateta has got 5.05, 4.64, 4.44. It's better than Boomo, who's got 4.71, 4.37, 4.78. It's lesser than Bruno Fernandes because Solio loves Bruno Fernandes. And then the really good fixtures for Brian and Boomo start with Game Week 14 when West Ham at home happens. There's also a slight niggle that, you know what, Cunha's got a goal. He might just be the better pick. So as much as I want to get Brian and Boomo right now, I think I'm okay delaying the decision. And sometimes it's fine because I want to be playing flary FPL. Sometimes it's fine to delay the decision a little. That's where, at the moment, I'm leaning towards 70% doing Pedro to Mateta and 30% doing Pedro down to Krupi Jr. and Mateta and Kate Dewsbury Hall to Bran and Boomo. As always, I'll let you guys know in the pinned comment who I went for. Man, and I'm curious to know what you think I should do. You know, it just feels like Mateta is somebody you don't take a bet against because he ticks too many boxes. The data is there, the penalties is there, good team is there, fixtures is there. Only thing is I'm presuming their performance drops, but he'll still score goals. That's where I am. I don't think I'm going to tackle the Anderson issue right now. If he doesn't play, I will just throw in Rodon or Senesi. I'm captaining Haaland this week, and I'm likely to do Pedro to Mateta, even though Pedro's got really good fixtures after. I just want to get it, want to move and be aggressive with my transfers. Where are we on minutes? 15 minutes on the trot. I hope you enjoyed this team selection video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and take care and see you on the other side. Take care, guys.